to the English Podcast. Today, we're diving into something exciting, refreshing, and surprisingly transformative: travel. Not just vacations or sightseeing, but travel that actually changes the way you think, the way you feel, and even the way you live your life.
Hello, Michael. Travel expands your perspective, stretches your comfort zones, and shows you parts of yourself you didn't even know existed.
Right. And quick heads up before we jump in, if you want to get more episodes like this, make sure to subscribe, drop a comment about your favorite travel memory, and share this episode with someone who loves adventure. Seriously, every journey starts with curiosity.
Perfect. Now, Michael, I think we should start with the first big question. Why does travel matter at all, beyond photos and souvenirs?
Lila, everyone travels for different reasons: relaxation, adventure, escaping routine. But why does travel actually matter on a deeper level?
Travel stretches your mind. Every trip exposes you to new environments, routines, and cultural norms. When you face the unfamiliar, your brain adapts, problem solves, and grows. Think of travel as cognitive boot camp, but with laughter, exploration, and discovery built in. It's exercise for flexibility, empathy, and perspective.
You're saying travel is basically disguised brain training?
Yeah, and the best part? You don't even feel the strain. It's enjoyable, immersive, and fun.
Does personal intention affect the transformation, or is any travel automatically life-changing?
It depends entirely on intention. Passive travel, rushing, sticking strictly to guides, scrolling through phone photos, produces very little change. Transformative travel comes from curiosity and small experiments on the road. Ask yourself, what do I want to notice? What lesson am I hunting?
So two people in the same city can leave with completely different takeaways.
Exactly. One leaves unchanged, another returns inspired and subtly wiser.
Short trips versus long trips, which are better for real change?
It's not about duration. A focused 48-hour weekend with a clear theme or goal can produce more insight than a 2-week passive trip. What matters is clarity of purpose. Decide ahead, what are you curious about, and what do you want to experiment with?
I see. Even a weekend trip can be life-changing if approached the right way.
Absolutely. A weekend with intention often outweighs 2 weeks of sightseeing stress.
How does travel build cultural humility?
By exposing you to unfamiliar ways of life, you stumble, mispronounce words, adapt to local norms. Every minor failure or awkward moment teaches flexibility and empathy. Over time, you see your way of living as one of many, not the default.
I love that. Even mispronouncing a word can be growth.
Indeed, each tiny mistake is a seed for understanding.
Can travel really be both fun and transformative?
Yes, joy is actually a catalyst for insight. Moments of laughter, spontaneity, and wonder prime your brain to notice patterns, behaviors, and ideas you might otherwise miss. Lightness and awareness go hand in hand.
Could travel ever be a form of escapism?
It can be. If the goal is just to avoid life's challenges, the relief is temporary. True growth comes from travel as a laboratory for self-reflection, not a way to hide from responsibility.
So travel can backfire if we're running away from problems.
Intentional travel amplifies clarity instead of hiding from reality.
What's the most underrated benefit of travel?
Recalibration. Travel shifts your mental benchmarks, what you consider fast, important, or expensive. You see habits, routines, and assumptions you previously ignored. That recalibration often outlasts the memories or souvenirs.
Lila, for someone who's never traveled intentionally, what's a small challenge to start?
Try a single theme weekend. Pick one focus, food, art, language, or a local craft, and immerse yourself for 48 hours. Keep a page in your journal noting surprises, lessons, and one small insight to bring home.
A trip with a thesis, not just a checklist. Love that.
Right. Curiosity drives insight, intention channels it.
Layla, planning a trip can feel overwhelming. How structured should it be without losing the sense of adventure?
Think of it like building a skeleton first. Book your essentials, flights, major accommodations, transportation, so you have security. Everything else, leave it flexible. A rigid itinerary kills spontaneity, while a complete free-for-all can feel chaotic. The sweet spot is scaffolded planning, bone-structured, experiences left open to discovery.
Ah, it's like giving your trip a backbone but letting it breathe.
The structure supports, the freedom inspires.
Choosing destinations is tricky. Trendy spots or less known gems?
Prioritize personal curiosity. Ask yourself, where will I challenge myself? Where will I learn something I can't at home? Trendy destinations can inspire, but the places that change you often lie off the beaten path.
So you're saying the transformative trip isn't about popularity, it's about discovery.
Depth beats crowds, always.
Budgeting often stresses people. How can someone manage money while maximizing impact?
Shift perspective. Spend on experience over luxury. Automate travel savings. Prioritize what creates memory and insight. Skip fancy souvenirs for a meaningful local activity. Even small intentional choices, a street food tour instead of a five-star dinner, can create richer growth.
So, smart splurges greater than constant frugality?
Yes, quality experiences over empty checklists.
Packing is always a headache. Any strategies to simplify it?
Pack utility first, essentials that support daily comfort, plus one flexible space for small keepsakes. Layering clothes, versatile shoes, and compact tools will save energy and mental space. Remember, your bag should serve the trip, not weigh you down.
I see. Less luggage, more freedom, more curiosity.
A lighter load equals a lighter mind.
Safety, how prepared is enough without turning into paranoia?
Check travel advisories, keep digital and paper copies of important documents, note emergency numbers. Enough to prevent crisis, but don't let it create stress that overshadows exploration. Safety is a tool, not a cage.
Accommodations, how do they affect the experience?
Stay choices shape your daily rhythm. Hotels equal reliability, homestays equal immersion, rentals equal independence. If you want to engage with locals, the environment must reflect that intention. It's not just where you sleep, it's where you grow.
Ah, so even a simple stay can guide how you experience the city.
Absolutely, it's part of the experiment.
Connectivity. Should travelers stay online or unplug completely?
Decide deliberately. Offline windows can enhance presence, reflection, and creativity. Work trips, schedule online periods. Vacation trips, unplug strategically. Control connectivity. Don't let it control you.
What's a practical pre-trip checklist to avoid stress?
Here's my 5 essentials pre-trip. 1. Important documents plus backups. 2. Medications and basic first aid. 3. Layered functional clothing. 4. Emergency contacts. 5. One-line travel intention, your North Star.
That intention line is genius, keeps you aligned through chaos.
One sentence can anchor a whole journey.
Layla, so many people go on vacation just to relax. How do we make a trip truly transformational instead of just fun?
Transformational travel is all about intention and engagement. I always teach 4 pillars. 1. Slow windows. Unstructured pauses to observe, absorb, and feel your surroundings. 2. Local learning. Engaging deeply with language, culture, food, or craft. 3. Reflective rituals. Journaling, recording insights, or capturing lessons in a creative way. 4. Service moments. Contributing a small act to the community or environment. When these pillars are in place, every trip becomes a learning experiment. You're not just walking through a city, you're observing, interacting, and reflecting in a way that reshapes your mindset.
Wait, service on a vacation? Isn't that work?
Not at all. Even 2 hours helping a local project can shift your perspective. Imagine planting a tree, teaching a short skill, or participating in a cleanup. The key is intention. It's meaningful, but not exhausting.
And slow windows? I always think I need to fill every minute. How do you do them without feeling like wasted time?
Exactly the point. The richness is in intentional presence. Schedule 30 to 60 minutes a day to simply watch life around you: a market, a cafe, a street corner. Observe people, colors, smells, and interactions. Take notes or just notice. These pauses often give the biggest insights, more than rushing through 10 tourist spots.
So, ironically, doing nothing is the most productive part?
Exactly. The brain often needs space to notice patterns and lessons that constant movement hides.
Local learning, like taking a cooking class or learning phrases, how much effort is enough?
Focus on connection over perfection. Learn key phrases, try a local recipe, or join a craft workshop. Even small efforts, ordering in the local language, asking about traditions, signal humility and curiosity. These interactions often leave lasting impressions.
Even just learning hello and thank you can make a difference?
Absolutely. One small effort can open conversations, invite local stories, and make the city feel alive in a way guidebooks never capture.
What about reflective rituals? I always think journaling is boring.
It doesn't have to be long. I love the 3-scene journal. Scene 1, sensory moment, what you saw, heard, or smelled. Scene 2, human connection, a conversation, smile, or encounter. Scene 3, one surprising insight or reflection. Just 5 minutes a day builds a record of transformation that lasts far longer than photos.
Better than hundreds of Instagram pictures.
Exactly. Photos capture what your eyes see. Journals capture what your mind feels.
Boundaries. How do you rest without missing experiences?
Plan downtime intentionally. Walk, nap, or have a coffee break. Rest isn't wasting time, it's fueling insight. You can't absorb culture or notice patterns if you're constantly rushing.
So resting is part of the experiment.
Exactly. It's like letting your brain process what it just experienced.
Can travel ever backfire as self-improvement?
Yes, if used as therapy for deep trauma. Travel is amazing for reflection, curiosity, and mild personal growth, but it's not a substitute for professional help. Think of it as a safe laboratory. Experiment with mindset, habits, and perspective, but know your limits.
And integrating lessons. How do we prevent transformative trips from fading after a week?
Create a post-trip debrief, 1 page per trip. Surprises, lessons, and insights. 1 habit or perspective to test at home. Reflections on how you interacted with locals and environment. Reflection converts experience into lasting growth. Without it, trips remain memories, not life shifts.
So the magic happens after the trip, not just during.
Exactly. Travel is the spark, reflection and action carry the flame forward.
Layla, for someone ready to start transformational travel, what's the first step?
Pick one intentional 48-hour trip. Theme it: food, art, language, or local culture. Immerse yourself fully, take notes, and record insights. And listeners, if you enjoyed this episode, subscribe, leave a comment with your theme idea, and share it with a friend. Small, intentional steps create lasting change.
So transformation isn't about the city, it's about how you show up.
Exactly. Your mindset is the real travel companion. Show up curious, present, and open. That's when the magic happens.
Layla, I always get overwhelmed when planning the smart side of travel. Budget, safety, eco-friendliness. How do you even start?
Start by thinking in layers. First, core essentials: transportation, lodging, and emergency planning. Next, efficiency: time management, cost-effectiveness, and local knowledge. Finally, impact: sustainability, local engagement, and ethical choices. Think of it like planning a mission, not a vacation checklist.
Whoa, mission? I just want to sip coffee on a beach.
Exactly. Mission planning doesn't mean rigidity. It means travel with awareness. You sip your coffee smarter, safer, and with a lighter footprint.
Budgeting always stresses people out. Any fresh hacks beyond save more, spend less?
Yes, think value over cost. For example, skip tourist traps and pay for one authentic experience, a local cooking class or a traditional music night. Spend intentionally. Also, use dynamic budgeting. Allocate percentages to essentials, experiences, and splurges. Small, intentional investments often create memories that last decades.
Safety. I always worry about local scams, traffic, or emergencies. How do we balance caution and adventure?
Think proactive safety. Research local customs, keep digital copies of documents, identify safe areas and local contacts. But also trust your instincts. Adventure and caution aren't opposites, they're partners.
Partners, not enemies. I like that.
You can explore boldly without being reckless.
Sustainability feels overwhelming. Can one traveler really make a difference?
Absolutely. Small, intentional actions compound. Choose eco-friendly transport, support local businesses, avoid single-use plastics, and learn cultural norms about conservation. Even one traveler can shift norms if they model awareness and respect.
So, picking a local cafe over a chain has real impact?
That's it. Every choice signals support for authenticity and sustainability.
What about tech? Apps, maps, and digital tools. Do they help or harm smart travel?
They help if used wisely. Use apps to plan efficiently, track expenses, or learn the language. But don't let notifications steal attention. Smart travel isn't just about efficiency, it's about presence.
Time management. How do we avoid wasting hours while exploring?
Use theme days, for example, Market Day or Art Day. Focus on one experience type, but leave pockets for unplanned discoveries. The brain absorbs more deeply when it's focused but flexible.
So, chaos isn't the enemy. Focus is, but with wiggle room.
Yes, plan like a chess player, not a checklist zombie.
Local engagement. How do we connect meaningfully without being a tourist cliché?
Listen more than you talk. Ask questions about daily life, participate in community workshops, share skills if you can. Avoid imposing. Transformation comes from mutual exchange, not observation alone.
Layla, any final smart travel tip for listeners ready to plan their next trip?
Pick one actionable change today. Book a local experience, commit to sustainability, or research emergency procedures. And listeners, if this chapter helped, subscribe, comment your next trip goal, and share this episode. Small adjustments create smarter, safer, and more meaningful journeys.
So, smart travel isn't about perfection, it's about conscious, intentional steps.
Travel smarter, not just farther.
Lila, we've explored so much about travel, from intentional trips to smart planning, but let's zoom out. What really makes a journey unforgettable, the kind that changes you?
Michael, it's not the cities, not the famous landmarks, and certainly not the selfies. It's the way you show up. Think about it. You could be wandering a quiet back street in a town no one's ever heard of, but if you notice, observe, engage, and stay open, that street can teach you more than any guidebook ever could.
So I can skip Paris and still have a life-changing moment in a tiny village alley?
Absolutely. Travel's magic isn't in the distance you cover, it's in the curiosity you carry. That's the real souvenir.
And once we're home, how do we make sure those lessons stick?
The secret is reflection. After each experience, pause, even for 5 or 10 minutes. Ask yourself, what surprised me today? What challenged me in a way that felt alive? And what insight could I bring into my life now? Writing it down or recording a short voice note turns fleeting moments into lasting perspective shifts.
Ah, so the magic continues even after the trip ends. That's brilliant.
Travel plants seeds, but the real growth happens when you nurture them at home.
Let's talk about fear. You know, that little knot in your stomach when you're in a new city, unsure of the language or customs. Can it be a tool instead of a roadblock?
Definitely. Fear is like a spotlight. It shows you where you can grow. Instead of avoiding it, lean into it. Nervous about asking a local for directions? That discomfort is a chance to practice confidence and connection. Fear becomes a guidepost for curiosity.
So fear isn't the enemy, it's the travel coach we never asked for.
100%. It nudges you into moments that create stories worth telling.
How we capture memories. Should we snap hundreds of pictures or just soak it all in?
Pictures are great, but they're a supporting act, not the main event. Show up fully first. Feel the aroma of the street market, the laughter of children playing, the warmth of the sun on your skin. Later, record reflections or share stories. Those lived moments have a depth that photos alone can't capture.
So it's about being in the story, not just photographing it.
Photos preserve a moment, but attention preserves the experience itself.
How about keeping the travel mindset alive when life goes back to normal?
Start small. Notice things around you like a traveler would. A new street corner, an unfamiliar cafe, a conversation with someone different. Seek tiny adventures. Each one is a reminder that the world is vast, even in familiar surroundings.
So the mindset isn't tied to location, it's portable.
Curiosity and presence are the real carry-ons.
Post-trip blues, that letdown after an epic journey. How do we turn that around?
Shift perspective. Treat home like the next adventure lab. Apply insights you gained. Create intentional experiences and stay open to new perspectives. The world doesn't stop when you return. Your mind just needs permission to keep exploring.
I love that. Transforming everyday life into an adventure using lessons from travel.
Yes, travel is less about escaping life and more about enhancing it.
So for someone listening right now, ready to start designing a transformational journey, what's the first step?
Choose one experience that matters. It could be a cooking class, a reflective walk, a cultural exchange, or even a local volunteer opportunity. Immerse fully, observe closely, reflect deeply afterward. And to all our listeners, thank you for joining us on this episode. Don't forget to subscribe, drop a comment with your next travel goal, and share this episode with a friend. Every small, intentional step you take creates journeys that don't just move you through the world, they change the way you live in it.
Travel isn't just about distance, it's about depth, presence, curiosity, and courage.
Yeah, show up fully and every trip becomes a story that stays with you forever.